So there's Obama being praised to the heavens. Obama being exalted and held up as only Obama can be. The Messiah, the one. Being praised for this wonderfully healing speech last night by the same people who are exhibiting and announcing and proclaiming a vicious hate against Sarah Palin, who gave a perfectly fine speech that morning. In fact, they're even trying to say that Palin tried to mislead her viewers at Facebook because she was using a teleprompter and didn't tell anybody. I kid you not. And then, of course, there's this blood libel business. Now, to show you about blood libel, Glenn Reynolds is a law professor at the University of Tennessee. And Glenn Reynolds is a longtime blogger. And he had a piece Monday in the Wall Street Journal. And in the headline of his piece on the op-ed page was the term blood libel. Not a peep. No one said a word. There wasn't one level of outburst. There wasn't one instance of anybody disagreeing or saying that Glenn Reynolds was anti-Semitic or how reprehensible the use of that term. He doesn't understand what he's talking about. What an idiot. Palin uses it in her 8-minute Facebook video, and all hell breaks loose. So the very people that the president is asking to tone it down here, although not by name, just cannot stop. The unbridled hatred for Sarah Palin goes on, unchecked, uncommented upon. The president, if he really meant what he was talking about with all of this, could have easily named names. He is the president of the United States. He could have said how ridiculous it is for individuals like Sarah Palin or anybody else he chose to name to be accused of having to do with this, that this is not helping our politics. But he is vague about it. And it's left to the individual to interpret whatever the president meant, which is exactly what he intended. Had to be very careful to walk the fine line because it's his side that's been engaging in all this. I don't know about you, but we were all minding our business on Saturday, not doing it. We weren't in Tucson. We didn't know this guy. This guy didn't listen to us. He didn't go to Sarah Palin's blog. All of a sudden, it's all our fault. Who starts this? Obama's side started this. This is the thing. But there was a moral equivalence established last night. Everybody's guilty. The whole country's guilty. We must do a better job. No. I don't accept that. I don't like the way this country is talked about by this president. Even in an attempt to unite people and make us feel that we all need to step up and somehow improve our civility and our dialogue, when at the same time that didn't have anything to do with this, by his own admission. Our dialogue, our lack of civility, the way we talk to each other. He said it had nothing to do with this, and yet we've all got to step up and improve. Not him. Not him. No way. Audio sound bites. Here is... this one. This one, folks, just knew it before it happened. Knew something like this was going to be part of the presentation.
Right after we went to visit, a few minutes after we left her room and some of her colleagues from Congress were in the room, Gabby opened her eyes for the first time. Gabby opened her eyes for the first time. Gabby opened her eyes. Gabby opened her eyes.
This is what makes this. It's what makes this program so. I deserve combat pay, and I really do. Yesterday was Wednesday. She opened her eyes on Sunday. We have the doctor saying so. Doctor opened it because they were keeping her in an induced coma, and she would come in and out of the coma, I guess. Now, the doctor made it a point to say today that she voluntarily opened her eyes for the first time yesterday. Now, clearly, folks, the impression sought here is that the President and Mrs. Obama arrive on Chariot 1. They head to the hospital. They go into the room of Gabrielle Giffords. They do whatever they do. They lay on hands, or what have you. The President and First Lady then leave, and in walk some of her friends, Debbie Wasserman Schultz and Kirsten Gillibrand and others, Pelosi. Well, there was one other, I forget, there's four female members of Congress, friends of hers. And after Obama and Michelle have left, the Congress women walk in, and it's at that point that she opens her eyes. And her husband has given Obama permission to announce this to the world during the memorial service. Why not? I know. I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let it go. It's, I think it explains itself. Yeah, you are, Snurdly. Don't goad me. Let me trust and follow my instincts here. Moving on here, this is a portion of the president's lecture on civility.
At a time when our discourse has become so sharply polarized, at a time when we are far too eager to lay the blame for all that ails the world at the feet of those who happen to think differently than we do, it's important for us to pause for a moment and make sure that we're talking with each other in a way that heals, not in a way that wounds.
Right. So, I mean, like, stop calling people bitter clingers, as the president did in San Francisco, people that cling to their guns and cling to their religion. And stop telling people they bring a knife to the fight, we're going to take a gun. You mean to stop saying to people, get in their face, I want you to be angry. Is that what the president meant when he was saying we've got to start talking to each other in a way that heals? And punish your enemies, he told Hispanics. Punish your enemies when they don't do it right. And I also, ladies and gentlemen, again, we were lectured on civility, but we were also told that whatever his opinion of our lack of civility is, had no role in the event. So why are we being lectured on it? I mean, he openly said that we can't, and I'm sure there were probably memorial services at the Daily Cause in the Democrat Underground when he said it. He said political rhetoric had no role here. It had no impact. There was no, I forget his exact words, but it did not contribute to the cause of the event. And yet we get a lecture on improving our civility. He's trying to help us heal. That's the point. We don't need to heal. The people that need the people that need to heal are the victims of the shooting. They are the ones who need the healing. And I don't know how helpful it is in the process of trying to help them heal to sit there and get the whole country worked up and say they're likely and we're all in a unified way somewhat responsible here. Because, well, we must be if we've got to improve ourselves in the way we dialogue with each other.